To be honest with you, when we talk about proteins, the most of the time we talk about flavor and experience and texture. And that's really what a lot of proteins have come to these days. There's not a lot of protein spiking, amino spiking, other nefarious things going on that we have to talk about all that often. But once or twice a year, we talk about an exemplary protein that takes it to the next level. IsoMax is always one of those when we get to talk about it. Here we're talking about how Performax takes protein to the next level. They add things like velocitol, digestive enzymes. They remove some other things we're also going to talk about that are different from the industry. And so today, let's not forget about flavor and experience. We'll definitely get into that with this cinnamon cereal. However, first off, while I set off this mixer bottle, we're going to be talking about Performax's IsoMax, what it does differently, and what it's even taken away from whey proteins that is what makes it different in this industry. So like I said, when it comes to proteins, most proteins are going to be 25-ish grams of protein. It's going to be a great isolate or a concentrate. The purity is great in the industry right now. It's not a concern. We're not concerned about protein spiking or amino spiking. But protein, like all other dietary supplements, has ways to go. There's different ways that we can optimize this and make it even better. And Performax has done a great job of that over the years. I've been a big fan of their IsoMax because, as you guys probably know already, it has Nutrition 21's velocitol. And velocitol is an awesome ingredient that makes whey protein more efficient. Now, there's a lot of different things that it does here. The biggest thing that you will note about it is that it takes, in clinical studies, less amounts of protein, makes them equal to, if not better, than your full 25 to 30 grams of protein. That includes the muscle protein synthesis response. That also includes performance gains in the gym because of early adaptation with this protein. It's making it work more efficiently to make you recover faster and become better. The velocitol isn't really the big deal here. We've talked about Performax before and their velocitol. I've talked about velocitol a lot. If you like velocitol, search it on the channel. I've got full breakdowns of the clinical studies. I've got breakdowns of the original ones, the new ones. I've got ones for the performance. I've got ones for the muscle protein synthesis. We've talked about it a lot. Performax takes it even step past that. Now, let me find out how much water needs to be in this. 5 to 8 ounces of your favorite beverage. We're going to go with 6 ounces just to make it a nice full tasting flavor without making it a 5-ounce sludge. Where was I? All right. Performax also takes it to the next step by adding a digestive enzyme, and an interesting one at that. They're using Digestive Max, which is papain and protease, both digestive enzymes that only work on protein here. A lot of different companies will add in totally fine digestive enzymes, but they'll start getting into lipids and carbohydrate digestive enzymes, and papain and protease are primarily protein digestive enzymes. Papain comes from papaya, which was a food that it was actually a leaf that was often cooked with meats. It helped with the digestive enzymes. It also helps, it works better, similar to the way that protease does, helps with the usage of these proteins. And that's a big deal. Not only is velocitol helping with the muscle protein synthesis, but the digestive enzymes are not only helping with the digestion and making sure you're not getting protein farts, but they're also helping the protein work better. And not only do papain and protease actually help with the usage of protein, but there's actually even clinical studies showing better recovery and lower amounts of soreness. Now, this is all, of course, subjective and reported feelings. However, subjects actually did report lower amounts of soreness and better recovery when using these digestive enzymes. Thus, again, making this protein a more luxurious protein, a more effective, a more optimized protein. There's a lot of different ways to say this. You could even use the word comprehensive if you wanted to. But we already have we have a WPI 90 here. It's expensive. It's a great whey protein. There's no sweet whey in it. There's no inferior forms of concentrate mixed in. It is purely WPI 90, velocitol, and Digestive Max. But what else do they do with this formula that's interesting? Well, if you notice, you look at the other ingredients, you got natural and artificial flavors, cellulose gum, sucralose, and ground cinnamon. There's no xanthan or guar gum, which is really interesting. I'll say that personally here, we are familiar with specific people that specifically do not deal well with specifically xanthan and guar gum. So let's put this down into a flow chart here. You got WPI 90, an incredibly pure and awesome whey protein isolate with no fillers, no lactose, no other stuff, no silly business going on. Then you add in velocitol, 225 grams of protein. Now, velocitol helps with the muscle protein synthesis response from protein, thus amplifying that protein even further. Then you add digestive enzymes to make sure that what you are getting into your body that's being amplified is even being digested and utilized most efficiently, utilized even better, that then, without even the velocitol, increases recovery, lowers soreness. You've got this awesome group of amplifiers going on here. And lastly, you have a lack of these gums here, which is really cool because if you have any sort of inflammatory response to traditionally these types of things, and you usually stay away from proteins, this protein could really agree well with your stomach, which is going to be, obviously, we all know, the best case scenario, because you aren't what you eat, you are what you can digest. And if you are inflaming yourself getting these proteins in, you're kind of spinning your wheels. And in that case, I would usually guess that most of you would go back to normal whole foods, which I have no problem with, but supplements can optimize, right? That's the whole point here. We can supplement our diet with these things and possibly get even further than if we were using these in whole foods. So with all of that theoretically said, all that on paper, let's make sure that it still tastes good and has a good experience. Without those gums, the liquid sounds very, I haven't mixed anything in it yet, so of course it sounds very liquidy. Got some static on that protein there. I'm a big fan of cinnamon proteins, so let's see how this goes. Performax has always had good flavor, so I don't see this going badly. No large clumps. I think we might be ready to go. A creamy cinnamon cereal. Very good. Lots of cinnamon, good sugar on there as well. Cinnamon, obviously the cinnamon cereal has both cinnamon and sugar on it. Very sweet, creamy, and a good hit of cinnamon there. There actually is ground cinnamon in the ingredients. You might get a little bit of help with your carbohydrates and insulin there, but I'm not making any claims on that. Even with using cellulose gum instead of guar gum or xanthan gum, thickness is still pretty good. It's not a really thick shake, but I don't like that kind of shake anyway. We use 1 ounce more than the bottom of the recommended amount, so it isn't exactly watered down, but it's very tasty, very nice and creamy in the flavor, but not too thick in the actual texture. As always, guys, with a lot of our followers, I'm preaching to the choir when it comes to Performax. You guys trust Performax. They've been around a long time. They've been making some cool stuff. In their recent rebrand, if you look over here, they came out with some really nice relaunches of their Hypermax, their VasoMax. We just talked about their OxyMax, and now we're talking about their IsoMax. Next, we'll have their EAA Max. Everything is maxed out. They're doing really well, and we're really very happy for them. I love the new branding they've come out with. I like that they're getting away from the blue with a little bit of the flavor colors here. I think they've done a great job, and we're definitely very proud of them. As always, I do have to say in that note, I got this for free. We do have a business affiliate relationship with them, so take that with what it's worth. We do really enjoy the company. They've been around a long time, and we've been partnered many times. I believe in the products that they make. I know that they're made in a good facility. I know that they have an attention to quality and detail, so that makes us trust them more. But as always, guys, this is a supplement. It's a supplement to your whole foods diet. This is not going to replace the food that you should be eating. Yes, it is a protein that may work better than other whey proteins, but without that base diet, without your total protein intake, this is nothing. So make sure that you're getting everything else in. Always that disclaimer, it has to be on every dietary supplement ingredient that we do. It is pretty exciting to be taking supplements, right? As always, guys, I appreciate making this far in the video. I hope it was educational. I hope it was informative. I hope it was helpful and shine some light on some things that you may not have known yet. Again, if you're interested in learning more about Velostol, we've got a lot of content on it. I didn't want to go too far into it because I think it kind of distracts from the whole product, and I don't think a lot of people that are coming in for the full product breakdown want to get into the nitty-gritty of the science. But we did, I've broken this down quite a few different times in their different studies. So if you are interested in that, definitely check that out. As always, guys, appreciate making this far in the video, and have a great day.
Welcome to PricePlow.